Welcome back to NAB coverage 2025. We are here in New York City at the Javits Center, and you all know my friend here, Andrew from Deity.
What's going on, everybody?
How you doing, man?
I am having a blast here in New York.
Excellent, excellent. So, we're here again. We want to know what is new, what's coming from Deity.
So
tell us all the things.
We were up in New York like a month ago giving a tease for the new PR4. We now have pretty finished firmware. It's on the show floor. People are allowed to touch it. So like you want to get in there into the menus and like learn everything about it, you can come to the show and do that.
Hey,
it's all up and running. Things are working. So the first thing I want to do is hit some of the comments from the last video.
Okay.
For all the folks watching.
Yeah, let's
People asked, will it have MS decoding? Yes. It'll have MS decoding.
Okay.
Others people were like, what's that part about? It'll have active noise cancellation built in.
Very nice.
You'll be able to target individual tracks. You'll be able to target the mix bus, so you could do the entire thing. And you can dial in the strength of the noise cancellation from 0 dB, so like just the lightest of touches, where it just kind of like runs its thing, to negative 20 dB. And I mean, don't get me wrong, negative 20 dB, it's gonna sound like a robot. It's not gonna sound great. But personally, I'd run that thing at like negative 3 dB. Just a light touch, separate that background noise, just give your voices a little bit of oomph and not lose the environment altogether. But it has all that built in natively on the firmware for free.
Okay. And just so I heard you correctly, that is applicable to all the ISOs and the mix track?
Yeah.
Hey, love to hear it. All right.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
So the other things about the unit we've got going on, wireless sync timecode with the TC1s and the Slate, Sidus audio control, so you'll be able to do everything in there. A lot of people also want to know what kind of metadata, because it's a small form factor. It's the exact same size as a recently released recorder earlier this year. Right, it's a compact unit. For 4 channels, 6 tracks, it's the smallest one on the market. But we also wanted to make sure you had the full power of what you guys are used to with the big stuff. So, track name, mix name. If you want to do scene, take, increment, multiple auto increment up, it does all that. It also does your notes. So we haven't told anyone this yet, but the screen's a touch screen. So if you want to do, press down the record button, so we'll do this here. You can hold this down and it'll do a quick little menu. Now we have our shortcuts, and you can tap on the shortcut that you want, and we're also going to enable some stuff like swiping from the home screen to jump around. Kind of like how the DJI Osmo works. You just swipe on the screen. We're going to enable all that kind of navigation as well. So if you want to turn a knob, you can do that. If you're in the middle of a recording, just swipe up and do some stuff like gestures. It'll handle gestures as well.
Very nice.
And the notes, what we're allowing in here is you can come in and, I just got rid of it. What you can do is add those notes to the take. We're calling them fast notes. So they're pre-written out notes for you. No good, good, circle take, background noise, waiting for camera, false start, all that kind of stuff. So all you have to do is swipe, hit the button, and then swipe to what you want and select. You're not having to use a keyboard or dial in that knob to type anything in. But remember, Sidus control. So you can just go bloop.
That's Bluetooth, right?
It's all Bluetooth.
It's Bluetooth.
Native Bluetooth right into the unit. You don't have to buy any extra parts also.
Absolutely love it. So now that we've addressed all the questions from the last post that we had, so we want to remind people, put your questions in the chat. We got Andrew here. We will answer them live. And if we cut off before you get your questions in, we will answer them later. info@gothamsound.tv or .com, excuse us, and we will get those questions answered. So now tell us about the new offerings. Do we rename some things?
So we got some stuff that's coming out that was soft announced in our DIFB launch at IBC a little shortly after, right? We have what we're calling Hush Wireless for the North American audience. And it is a different ecosystem than our Theos. Okay, what makes a difference is a couple of things. It has a high density modulation. We can now fit 5 transmitters in 2 megahertz.
Okay.
So for the IFB folks out there that do a lot of IFBs, it's typical for you to want to run multiple stuff. And we have Party Mix in our receivers. So running multiple transmitters makes a lot of sense for the way the system works. It's meant to scale. And a lot of folks here, we showed this off like a year ago, and we've talked to a lot of the mega rental houses up here in the Northeast that do stuff in Boston, New York, DC, where RF is pretty rough. And they're like, we want something with lower spacing, smaller signals. We want to be able to shove a lot of it. And most importantly, we're most excited about what Deity offers above 608. We want to move all that stuff into different blocks, and we want to get a lot in there. So, and a lot of people at home know 900 is nice, but it's not going to go as far as 6. So we optimized North America for 6.
Okay, so we're working in that duplex gap then.
What's that?
We're working in that duplex gap.
We're working in that duplex gap. We're also working on that guard band.
Okay.
And if you've never looked at a spectrum analyzer for what those signals look like, your background RF noise in most major cities is like negative 100. You're not fighting anything like you are in the TV bands. So you have gorgeous RF, 20 milliwatts. We've done tests in Los Angeles. We can go 150% the original Theos signal on 20 milliwatts versus a 100 milliwatts just by moving into those bands. So you're saving your battery life. You're doing less spray. You're not having to worry about congestion as much. Your signal's going farther. It's more reliable. It's fantastic.
What more could you want?
There's a lot of great things to think about above 608. So we optimized for that 10 megahertz of guard band if you got a license. If you're unlicensed, you only get the 5. And then you still have that 2 megahertz in guard band, but between the 5 and the 2, that's like 12 channels.
So this is because that HD...
the HD modulation now that we're putting in the North American model.
Right, so just so we want to make sure all of our viewers understand that in terms of Deity and how it functions, give us like the simplest explanation of that for HD modulation.
HD modulation allows us, in the traditional Theos space, if you were to do your intermodulation of your wireless, you'd have to do channel spacing, equal distance channel spacing with digital wireless because of a linear amplifier in the RF signal. So you normally would have to have gone 700 kilohertz wide before you can put your next transmitter. But in 2 megahertz, that means you're really only getting spot with realistic spacing left and right, you're getting 2. By dropping that down to 300 kilohertz of channel spacing between each transmitter, we can shove a lot more into a lot less space. And we're talking some of the most gorgeous RF space in North America.
So then, we were talking about party dialing, I believe, earlier as well.
We've got party dial. So what happens is, let's grab this unit and bring it in, okay? So I push the knob down. You see I've got the headphones highlighted yellow? I push that down. I now move over here to what we have for the transmitter name. Now this is just displaying the DBTX because that's the DID name of what our default is. It's going to default when these things ship to IFB-TX. Okay, you get 8 characters, name it whatever you want. And as you then turn the knob, it'll change what frequency you're on so you can party dial all your different transmitters and switch between them. And what's nice is the Citus Audio app allows you to take a bank worth of transmitter names and then apply it to the whole IFB rollout that you're doing on your show.
Okay, so instead of...
Yeah, you can batch run everything. You set one up, batch it to your whole set.
That's amazing.
That saves so much time for your A2s out there. Your sound utilities aren't having to spend a half a day programming all of these things.
Absolutely. So then tell me, are there any other features on here that have been updated since last year's announcement?
So one of the things we've really also dialed in was some minor tweaks that people asked for because they also wanted to say, could they use it as a camera hop? So we now support XLR out. Okay. So if you have something like our RX link cable, you go locking TRS to XLR, it'll go into a camera. You won't have to worry about left-right phasing issues going into your camera. But also if you do a triple tap, it locks the unit down. So if I put this on a camera, I can't switch my frequencies. I can only switch in. So it's locked into that camera hop is getting that volume. And there's a way of even going in and locking down even the volume if I go deep into the menu. So we made it so that like it's a great system. A lot of people are like, that's great for my boom operator, but if I hand this to a client, I don't want them swapping around. I want just volume. Or I want it as a camera hop, I don't want them touching nothing. full lockdown, we can do that too. So we added a bunch of safety features based on the feedback that people gave us.
Nice. So then, do we have any other features that you think would be in the that are not released yet, but you already have in the pipeline? Which,
for this item?
Yeah, for the Hush IFB, if you will.
Not that I can really think of off the top of my head, but this is where it gets crazy. We send something out. Everyone knows these are rotary coders. Everyone knows these buttons are just buttons. They're not analog. And people will say stuff like, can it do this? If I do this, hold this down for this long, can it do? People have suggested stuff, and they're like, yes, we can reprogram everything based on people's comments and suggestions. So if you're seeing this and you're like, I would love it to do these extra things also, we can probably program it.
So where should we send those suggestions to?
Honestly, Facebook groups, we're active in a lot of them. Comment section for videos that we post. If you want to go to the comment section for this video, give suggestions. The comment section for the one that we're doing right now, leave that suggestion. But I mean, if you're watching this, you should already be subscribed to the Gotham Sound channel.
Solid point. Solid point. So there is another new item here.
There is one behind us.
Interested
yes.
in. But I think it's kind of a
combo.
twofer.
Yeah, it's a combo. One, we have the new CineReach Boom Poles system that just came out from us earlier in the fall. We have now a 12-foot and a 16.5-foot boom pole, carbon fiber. This thing has got all metal CNC aluminum knuckles. And then we also have our new SF1 Sharkfin Antenna. Spec-wise, it's doing passively 6 dBi of gain, but it also can do a plus 21 active gain if you were to turn on the amplifier. It also has negative, I believe, -6 or -9 in pad. So if you also want to pull down your signals a little bit, you can do that too. We have a calculator on our website that allows you to calculate the cable runs you're doing for what your settings should be for how much gain you should be adding with this antenna.
Very nice.
So if it's new for you, you're not used to running these, we have calculators like, I'm running 100 feet of this type of coax. Select your coax, your length, and it goes, here's your settings.
Very nice. Easy peasy. So I did have a question. This is not Bluetooth controllable with the side-to-side.
Full-on manual control. It is 470 to 1 gigahertz, waterproof. So if you do permanent installs, house builds, stadiums, you can do all that. Because it's 470 to 1 gigahertz, it's also brand agnostic, just like the rest of our RF suite of products. So if you've got wireless from other companies and any of those normal wireless, bandwidths that we use, this will handle it also.
Excellent. And then in terms of things included with the antenna, do we get anything with it when customer makes a purchase?
So you get a mount that has a locator pin that prevents it from rotating on you. So often with these antennas, they either have a permanent hinge or what they have is something that screws in that then kind of the antenna can flap around. So we designed it, one, with the vent holes for wind for outdoor use, but we've also made it so it's compatible with RE-style locator locks. So if you've got some kind of friction arm and you need to rig it up and clamp it to a pipe, any friction arm off the market with a clamp, you could use to clamp this all up. But it does come natively with our hinge that is 3/8 to this guy right here that allows you to really tighten it down and lock it in place for what you need. It also comes with a neoprene cover. So if you're just putting it away into your bag or on a shelf for long-term storage, you can cover it all up with our neoprene Velcro cover.
Okay, so I feel like I've heard everything except the Allen key.
We don't, it's pretty gnarled. I'm able to get it with just my fingers, but you could, it is designed to shove an Allen key into and just torque it down.
I'm just giving you
if you want.
There's space for that, though. I'm sure somebody will put that in the suggestion box.
This is also all CNC aluminum.
In terms
of build. Yeah, it's all metal. So again, permanent install, solid. You leave it up, and it's going to be there for a long time.
Excellent, excellent. Well, is there anything else that you want to give us a little peek of? I know there was a potential another tease at IBC. Anything we're going to pull out of a drawer?
You're talking about the big guy?
Hey,
I don't have it, sadly. That had to go back with the engineers. We will be showing that off in a much more hands-on fashion in the near future. But yeah, there is something you can go check out the website for. I think GothamSound.com has it up, so you can get some information about something else.
Pretty sure that's on there. And then just to clarify, the SF antennas, they come with one or as a set of two?
It's a single one.
Okay.
So if you're doing like a mixed blend system with like an Omni or this, you can custom however you want to build out your rig.
Sure, yeah. You don't get two if you don't need to. You buy one.
What's that?
So you don't get two if you don't need to. You just buy one. A la carte.
Right. And it does also work with transmitter, so it can take up to 30 milliwatts through it.
Okay, excellent.
So yeah, if you want to use it as an IFB send-out transmitter, you can as well. Okay. It doesn't need power. It will work just passively. So if you just want to plug it right into a transmitter and just let it rip, do it.
Copy that. And then do we have a concrete timeline for the PR6, big guy?
PR6 timeline? Not as soon as I want it, sadly. Like, I want it tomorrow. But hopefully it is rapidly developing. I'll just put it that way. It helps when you're developing two recorders at the same time. What you learn from one helps benefits the other. And as you can see, we're very far with one. The other one's not going to be too far behind.
Okay, so maybe we just want to Q4 next year?
Not that far off.
Okay, hey,
no, not that far off. We are definitely aggressively trying to move it out the door so that folks can enjoy it as quick as possible. Excellent. So not Q4.
Excellent. Then when can we expect the North American release on the Hush IFB?
The Hush Wireless, we are looking at like an early December.
Okay.
Let's put it this way. We are trying to get it out. We're trying to get it here. We will be doing pre-orders as quick as possible, so your notifications from Gotham will be coming out in a newsletter probably to let you know you can start pre-ordering it, and it'll probably be shipping 30 days after the pre-order period. We are trying to get it out as quick as possible. Early December. We don't want to wait until like the next year.
Copy that. So speaking of next year, PR4 early next year?
We are there's that juggle, right? Like early next year is a realistic for Deity answer, and then there's the unrealistic answer of no, it's going to be faster than that.
Well, you know.
And I'm going to overpromise and underdeliver like I always do with my timelines. I'm going to lie to everyone. But then there's the real answer that we all know. Yeah.
Christmas?
It's
Christmas?
As soon as it's ready.
Tell me Christmas, come on.
As soon as it's ready, I have a desire too to use it. Like right. I want to switch over. But when it's ready, it's ready. Right now, there's still, like I said, like it's a touchable menu. It's not going to crash the unit. You can get out here to NAB, enjoy it. We're also taking it down to Atlanta. We've got all this for folks down there in Atlanta. So if you're down in the South, come on out to Atlanta next month for Gotham Sound Expo, Atlanta Mixer Party Friday night.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I know how to get all this.
For the whole weekend, it'll be
weekend. Yeah,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday nights, you guys.
But that'll be a nice opportunity for anyone who is interested to put hands physically on this unit. So
yeah,
lovely. So if you can't wait till Christmas, then come out to one of the events and touch it while you can.
And then when it does launch, we'll definitely be doing workshops and flying around as much as possible to get people plenty of hands-on experience before they buy.
We love hearing that. Love hearing that. Well, I think that about wraps it up, unless you've got a gotcha.
I just want to say, everyone, thank you guys for supporting us. It's a long journey. It's been a long 8 years to get to today, to have a recorder. Y'all's feedback is what drives us, though. We try to make products that help the community solve the problems that the community has.
I know we talked about that boom pole for at least 2 years, so.
I want to thank you guys too.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Gotham is one of the best out there for the community.
Copy that. So, thank you. We do appreciate the praise. So we have a few more questions in the chat. So thank you guys for putting questions in the chat. If you have more questions, drop them in. We've got Andrew right here to answer them. So we're going to start off from the top. Is it possible for the WLAV Pro Micro without micro-dock connector on there? I believe that should be an option with either 1/8 inch.
One?
Is it possible to make the WLAV Pro Micro without the micro-dock connector?
Micro without the micro. What's the micro? What is the input for micro?
No, I feel that's just the line of the lavalier. I think it's just the WLAV Pro, but I feel like it's available
at this
in 1/8 inch.
Yeah. So we already make it in 1/8 inch locking, but it's also, that locking is also non-locking. So if you've got one of those 2.4 transmitters that doesn't have a locking port, it'll still sit firmly in your connection. That nut pulls far enough back to sit properly. So that's called the WLF Pro 3.5 millimeter. We also have it in 3-pin LEMO. And then, yeah, the micro dot. So we do have hardwire connectors for the WLF Pro.
Copy that. All right, hopefully that answers that question. So then a question in regarding to the PR4, PR6, will there be any dual recording capabilities or in terms of 32-bit float, 24-bit, in terms of doing both of those at the same time, or
not
do you
dual
only select one?
Not dual formats. Dual files, yes. So if you want to send like a stereo, left-right mix to your SD card, and then you want to send all your polywave, pre-fader, ISO, 32-bit float raw to the SSD, do it. Yeah.
All right. And then lastly, we have, what is the future plans for expanding the Theos lineup in terms of Deity's offerings from a wireless platform?
That is a hard question to answer because I feel like it's pretty robust in terms of the Theos lineup for what we've made. The question I would have then is, what do you want to see from Theos? I have not seen a lot of people ask for like micro transmitters. You know what I mean? I've seen people ask for a 4-channel, and we've started, and we are still continuing working. It's putting 4 into a small package is difficult. Ask any wireless. There's a reason why it's taken a while for everyone to get a quad out. We're no different. But yeah, in terms of like, what do you want from Theos? I would just bounce the question back to you. Like, what are you seeing a hole in our product lineup? And that's the kind of feedback we want.
Well, you guys heard it first. If you have that feedback for improvements from any of the Deity products, make sure that you give that input. Email us, put it in the comments, the chat, leave remarks we want to hear so that they can make the products better for you. So, Andrew, I want to really appreciate your time so much, man.
Oh,
it's always great to see you. We'll do this again in like a month's time, and with a little extra more fun. But yeah, we're going to sign it off for now. Peace from NAB with Deity. We'll see you soon.